A Wausau man is facing charges as a repeat offender for attempting to lure a minor for sex. This man, Meng Lor, appeared in court today after police say he contacted an undercover officer posing as a 15-year-old seeking sex. This after he was already on probation and awaiting trial on drug possession charges and separate email harassment and prostitution charges. He's being held on a $15,000 bond. President Trump declaring victory in Syria lifts all sanctions against Turkey. He says this country's handling of the conflict between Turkey and the Syrian Kurds is a big success. But critics say the U.S. still abandoned an ally, and the president's own Secretary of Defense says Turkey may have committed war crimes. The president sharing his thoughts a day after Turkey met with Russia and announced a second permanent ceasefire. It is separate from the one negotiated with the United States last week.
The government of Turkey informed my administration that they would be stopping combat and their offensive in Syria and making the ceasefire permanent. This was an outcome created by us, the United States, and nobody else.
The president did cast some doubt on just how permanent the permanent ceasefire may be, saying that part of the world is volatile, adding, "We'll see what happens." In Alabama, officials say the search for a missing 3-year-old has come to an end. Birmingham police say the body of a girl found in a dumpster is believed to be Camille Cupcake McKinney. 2 suspects are in custody, Patrick Stallworth and Derek Arisha Brown. The dumpster is near where the suspects were arrested. And police in the UK say 39 people have been found dead in a truck container in southeast England. Authorities say the truck is believed to have come from Bulgaria, and it entered the country on Saturday. A 25-year-old man from Northern Ireland has been arrested on suspicion of murder. Authorities are in the process now of trying to identify 38 adults and 1 teen. It is expected to be a lengthy process, they say. In another incident, 9 people were found alive in the back of a truck near Kent. Let's check in with Sam now. We're still hoping for a couple of nice days here this week, maybe some sunshine later.
Yes, we will see some sunshine by later in this week. We didn't see any here in Wausau today, but south of Wausau did see a little bit of sunshine. However, it did go away. You can see the clouds have rolled back into the Stevens Point area, and that's ahead of a weak area of low pressure. So temps right now sitting at 44 degrees. Those winds have finally calmed down, though. They're at about 5 miles per hour. A little bit of light rain and drizzle falling mainly south of Wisconsin Rapids as this low pressure system passes us by to the south. So the majority of the rain will be staying in southern Wisconsin. However, those clouds are going to be lingering around as we head through the rest of tonight. Current temperatures only at 41 in Wausau and in Rhinelander, but slipping to 49 degrees after reaching the 50s in the Dells today. Warm spot right now in the state of Milwaukee at 57. And again, those winds continue to die down, but still at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The light showers and drizzle will continue for the next couple of hours in the southern part of the area. Then we'll fall down to the freezing mark tonight. I'll let you know what the rest of the week has in store in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Sam. A sign outside a city building in Marshfield is causing controversy. It's about allowing weapons in public buildings. News 9's Victoria Saha joining us from our control center with more. Victoria.
Melissa, this all started with a council meeting back on Monday. A citizen wanting the sign taken down because he felt that his rights were being violated. This is no weapon sign outside Marshfield City Hall, the same sign outside numerous other businesses. But Monday night, a citizen brought his concerns to City Council, saying he wanted it taken down. But officials say sign or no sign, it never stops someone from bringing in a weapon.
A sign like that, in my opinion, doesn't deter somebody who has bad intentions of, following through with those bad intentions.
Chief Rick Gramza says he never wants any of the city employees to feel unsafe if the sign does end up coming down. Now, the citizen behind it all is Todd Ziglamir. He said he didn't want to be on camera, but says, quote, City Council seems to be taking away rights from citizens. Live from the Control Center, Victoria Saha, News 9 WAOW.
Thank you, Victoria. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg testifies before Congress, appearing before the House Financial Services Committee. He defended his company and talked about its new digital currency, Libra. Critics fear the currency could destabilize the international financial system. He faced questions on the social network's user, privacy, diversity, and election security. Zuckerberg admits that he doesn't know if Libra will work. And Zuckerberg also tried to reassure lawmakers that his company won't try to evade financial regulators as it readies Libra. A House committee passes legislation to lower the cost of your drug prescriptions. Named in honor of the late Elijah Cummings, the Lower Drugs Costs Now Act seeks to allow Medicare to directly negotiate with drug companies on pricing and set maximum limits on costs. Wisconsin Congressman Ron Kind says the bill is a no-brainer.
And I'll tell you who this doesn't divide, H.R. 3. It doesn't divide the American people. Because when I bring this up back home, all of them are shaking their heads, and they may not be Nobel Prize-winning economists, but they know when the gig is up.
The Congressional Budget Office found that being able to negotiate with drug companies directly could save Medicare spending by $345 billion between the years 2023 and 29. This will still need to be voted on in Congress. Vice President Mike Pence stops in the Badger State today. He had the chance to talk at Uline in Pleasant Prairie, a shipping and packaging materials distributor. There, he called for the new trade pact with Mexico and Canada, calling out Democratic Congressman Ron Kind. Pence canceled his earlier planned stop in Marinette due to a conference with the president on Syria earlier this morning. A new poll takes a look at what Wisconsin voters think about Congress holding impeachment hearings against President Donald Trump. The poll by Marquette University's law school found that